Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Michael, and as always, we're going to be getting into some more stories. If you enjoy, make sure to leave a like, and if you're new, I'd appreciate if you subscribed. Without further ado, let's begin. This story was posted by a user named Putrid C in the AITA subreddit. The post is titled, "I'm not letting my husband use airline credit for a coworker." My husband and I got married 2 years ago in the middle of the COVID lockdown. We were supposed to go to France and Germany for our honeymoon. We saved for the tickets, and to be honest, I paid for most of them. This is a second marriage for both of us. We're both 43, and our finances have mostly stayed separate due to my insistence. We have tried 3 times to go on our honeymoon, but lockdowns or illnesses have kept us stateside. My husband is very well traveled, and I haven't been to many places. I have tried to talk to him about using the credit to go somewhere in the States, but he insists we wait. He is stingy with money, and I have paid for the majority of every trip we've taken, which is mostly with my children. He has made me feel really bad about wanting to change the plans because he says it's like giving up on our honeymoon. I haven't been anywhere, and even going to a coast would be amazing. Today, when I got home from work, he said he has a coworker who is stuck in Florida on vacation due to a flood that happened there recently. He said her car was totaled and she has no way to get back to her job. He offered to fly her back using our credits. I was dumbfounded. I asked if we would be paid back, and he shrugged and said he doesn't feel like she needs to because she is going to RN school. I am an RN, and I worked hard for every dime I make working in the ICU. He didn't ask me to use the credit. He assumed I would be fine with it. It only came up in conversation when he was talking about how crazy his day was. Update. I just logged into an old computer and found this account that I no longer use. I had completely forgotten about it and honestly only have a vague recollection of posting this due to circumstances I will get into. The marriage ended shortly after this. It looks like this is almost 3 years old, and I've been away from this man since July 2025. This was one of the last arguments we had. He told me I was very uncaring about the stranger in Florida and that if I were a nice person, money would be no object to get her home. He then strangled me to the ground and I passed out. By this point in the marriage, I had to hand him my phone when I got home from work, and he would give it back to me when I left for work. I tried to leave several times, each time I came back. When I wrote this post, I was downloading the audiobook Why Does He Do That by Bancroft and then deleting it each evening before I handed my phone to him. This book saved my life. It gave me the courage to try to get away and understand that he wasn't going to change. He had choked me several times and he was physically abusive. By this point in our 2-year marriage, I had glass in my foot and had lost half my hearing from a busted eardrum in my right ear. About a week after this post, I went to get the mail, something I was not allowed to do, but something told me I needed to. In the mailbox was a $35,000 check from my aunt's inheritance. I stuffed it in my panties and it stayed there until the next day. I slowly gathered my dog, purse, and documents, waiting for an opportunity to leave. He had to leave for 2 hours for work, and I called my daughter, who came to pick me up. I didn't even have shoes on. I was so anxious. That was July 1st, 2022. I'll save you all the details of what it took to get to where I am today, but I will say that my life is good. My life is joyous. My life is safe and peaceful. I'm officially divorced, and it took 2 years of him kicking and screaming to make that happen. He has yet to pay me a dime for the house that I bought, and I don't expect to see it as he is in contempt. Thank you so much for the advice you gave me that day. I'm not sure if he was having an affair with that woman or not. Most likely, he was getting to that point. All of the evidence points to it. I don't care though. I was so far gone that I don't even remember the post. It was like complaining about the smell of smoke when your whole house is on fire. Thank you again for being so gentle with me. To the woman who told me to use the credit and go to the coast, a year ago I did. I took one of my daughters and we went to Oregon and Washington. We hiked, we sunbathed on the beach, we went rock hounding, we did all the things. I don't have any ambition to go to Paris or Germany. It was never my dream. Again, thank you so much for all the support you gave me 3 years ago. Final update. This is still a throwaway account for me, so it's like Christmas morning when, months later, I open it and see a comment or two. So as of November 2025, I have been paid for my half of the house. He of course didn't go through the proper channels and was in contempt, but it's done. I had to go to mediation again, which was traumatic. Seeing him made me sick to my stomach. I don't think there will ever be a time when he doesn't evoke a visceral response in me. Other than that, my mental and emotional well-being is so much better. I was in therapy for 3 years and just recently stepped out on my own without it. I feel I have the tools and resources needed to be successful moving forward. The man I was dating is now my fiancé. We will have a small wedding, just the two of us, by our favorite river where we often fish. We have been together almost 3 years, and each and every day gets better and better. I never knew love could be easy. He has been there for me, even with my loss of health. I am now on disability, and Mitch has shown me through his actions that he values and respects me. Never once have I felt like a burden to him. Our lives have changed dramatically due to my health, but we laugh often and look forward to our future. My kids and friends love him. I was very open to any criticism people might have had when I started dating him because it was obvious my picker was broken. I am slowly losing my independence due to my body, and he steps up every time. I am so lucky. We are so lucky. We have what people dream of. To think of how broken I was so many years ago and how colorful and amazing my life is now takes my breath away. I am loved by many. I am safe. I am happy. I wish each and every one of you the very best. First off, this is obviously absolutely horrible. It's unfortunate that OP had to resort to sneakily running away, but it's understandable given just how controlling, violent, and exploitative her husband was. What I find crazy is that OP was strangled numerous times, to the point where she even passed out, and still stayed with her husband. I don't want that to come across as some sort of victim blaming, but you just need to make sure to look after yourself in such volatile relationships. Nevertheless, it's great to hear that OP seems to have her life in order and has found a respectful partner. User Dryad Duineth said, I'm glad OP is okay, but I'm also furious she had to go through mediation. Making a victim of abuse go through mediation with their abuser who almost murdered them is horrific in my opinion. This next story was made in the same subreddit by a user named That Name Hurts Me. The post is titled, I admitted to my daughter that I hate what she changed her name to. I was born in Canada but was taken to India weeks after I turned 18 and was married by my parents to my cousin whom I barely knew. I was treated well by my husband, he was polite, paid for school there, took me on dates and never forced me to do anything, and his love is why we reconnected when he came to Canada. But his mother hated me and was always yelling, calling me useless, demeaning me, and even vowing to get me divorced so my husband could marry my sister. When I got pregnant, I had to leave. I couldn't subject my child to that witch. Our maid helped me return to Canada, and I named my daughter Zahira after her. I have a good life, a great job, amazing children, and I am in a PhD program now, and it is because that maid took a big risk just to help me. My daughter began to resent the name Zahira at about 10 and then pretended to have a more typical Canadian name or used a nickname. She stopped appreciating that she was named after the woman who helped us escape hell. When Zahira turned 18, she changed her name to Ruhani. I can live with a name change, but Ruhani is so close to my mother-in-law's name. It triggers me. I've told her and she doesn't care. My psychologist has helped me with this, but it still hurts. I accept that she is not Zahira anymore, but I cannot say Ruhani even if everyone else does, so I use pet names like Baby or Sweetie. I thought she wouldn't notice, but she has. I'm pregnant and we learned it's a girl. My husband said we can name her Zahira and my daughter said to do it so I can call her Ruhani. With all my stress, I got angry and said she can't be replaced and that I still hate her new name. It started an argument between us, with my daughter calling me a selfish jerk for not accepting her new name. My husband understands as he knows I hate his mother, but my sons are on my daughter's side and set to post here saying people would agree I am the asshole. I do not like them using that word, but am I? Update. I tried talking to my daughter about her old name and why she hated it, but she gave wishy-washy reasons about it never suiting her. She got angry when I asked if it was because of bullying. I asked if she cared about my maid's sacrifice, and she said she didn't, and that what I went through in India did not seem bad. I asked if she cared how similar her name is to my mother-in-law's name. She said she didn't and that it was my issue to get over. She also said she didn't want to hear any more nicknames or have me use therapy as an excuse. After that, I don't know, I kind of regressed mentally and started having nightmares about India. I guess I got overwhelmed by stress because of that, being pregnant, and my PhD program. So I visited my brother Fayez in Brampton for a weekend. He lives on my property there and told me that he got a job in England. He left a few days ago, and I have started the process of moving to Ontario. As my daughter goes to university here in BC, she is not going with us. I guess it was just that if being around my own daughter was hurting me so much to the point that I was scared I'd miscarry, then I needed to leave for both of our sakes. Making arrangements to continue working on my PhD was the most stressful part, but that's done. Ever since I made the decision to move, I felt so much better and so free. I honestly can't wait to leave. I will continue to pay for my daughter's school, living expenses, and her therapy, but maybe by living alone, she'll understand what it was like for me when it was just us after I escaped. Just maybe she'll learn that everything we have is because of that maid. I know I was wrong to spoil her and always indulge her, but she has always been the light that got me home. Part of me feels as if I am abandoning her over something as small as a name, but soon she will be the age I was when I had her, and every young woman needs to grow up and learn empathy. I have tried to be a better mother than my own, and I just hope that this is what is best for her. On the other hand, my husband and boys are so excited to move to Ontario, so I know we'll have a good time there. Final update. So much has changed since then, and I really felt like posting today because in 2 weeks my daughter is going to get married. It has had me reflecting a lot because when I was a teenager, I was a girl raising her own siblings while being hurt in so many different ways by my parents. I never wanted kids, I dreaded the idea of being pregnant, I never wanted to be married, and I had so many dreams that never came true. It's why I wanted my daughter to have everything I never had and to be the opposite of my own mother. Since I posted, so many things have changed in my life. I've moved across the country, I've earned a PhD, and I've gotten a job that 20 years ago felt impossible for me. But most importantly, my husband somehow managed to get in contact with the maid who saved my life. I know it meant putting up with his mother, but he did it, and I got to visit her. I got to meet her whole family, and I got to tell her about my life. It felt like I was finally able to unburden everything to her. In so many ways, it was like she was the older sister I wish I'd had to protect me when I was a child, and I am so grateful to have her back. I still don't know why my daughter hated her name for so long, and she still doesn't tell me and gets agitated whenever I ask, but she is using her original name again, not the one she changed it to. Her fiancé is Indian just like us, and she started using it again because he liked that name more than the one she chose. It's a ridiculous reason, but it's fine. She appreciates it now, and she appreciates what it means to me because when she told her fiancé's mother, she started crying over how beautiful the story is. Apparently, her mother-in-law was able to get through to her in a way that I never could. Her mother-in-law and I have become very close since we met. It's like she understands me. She's actually from India, but there are so many things about her and me that just click so well together. It feels like I have another younger sister now. I know my daughter wants to be more like her than like me, but I don't feel jealous like I think I'm supposed to. I feel happy that such a wonderful woman will be there for her when she's married and can guide her. As long as this woman is in my daughter's life, I know I will never have to worry about her. Looking back at that first post from 4 years ago, the person I was is so different from who I am now. It's like back then I couldn't see things clearly. I was worried about my education, my pregnancy, and my daughter, and I thought it was selfish to be worried about myself, but I am so happy now. I wish I could go back and meet myself and my husband when we first got married, when we were just these 18-year-olds who knew nothing, and tell them that one day we'd be this happy. I love my daughters, my sons, and my sisters, and I love that I can finally live the life I want. Clearly, this argument wasn't as surface level as a name, but rather all of the deep wounds that came from the mother's life that led to it. I can understand the child maybe not wanting to be the one to carry such a weight through a name, but just her entire reaction seems a bit jarring to me. Overall, I think this is an okay update, but of course, I'm still a bit irked at what seems like a lack of empathy. User, let me tell you what's said. I would call it a mostly positive update, except it's evident the daughter still does not fully understand what happened to her mother. She only started to understand when her mother-in-law talked about it. She only kept her name because her husband liked it. This girl is easily influenced and isn't showing much reflection or compassion. Or I'm reading too much into it. User Creever7 said, so many people are loving the update. I don't. I can't help but feel that OP was disrespected and still is. Why can't the daughter just tell her the reason she hated that name?